Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate everything you do to help with the channel. You guys are awesome. I have so much fun going through your comments. There are so many good comments out there. You guys are so awesome. That is one of the things that really helps motivate me to do this. Is all your back and forth and the additional knowledge some of you guys share on here. A lot of you guys are very knowledgeable also, and I really appreciate it. It's awesome. So this video is recommended seeds to stockpile. It's one of those things I recommend something every day. Like I say, prep a little every day. Every time you go to the store, any store that has seeds, pick up a couple packs. They're like what, $1 or $2 a pack? They're a couple bucks a pack. Just pick up a pack or two. Set them aside. And throw them in something, throw them in the refrigerator to store them until next season. But start stockpiling seeds. It's very important to be able to produce our own food. That is very vital. We can have food storage out the yin-yang. Yeah, lots of food storage. Have it all. But without the ability to produce your own calories, eventually you may end up hurting. And it's always a good thing to be able to reproduce your own calories. So do some research first. That's the first thing. Because I can't tell you exactly. I'm going to throw down some ideas, but it may not apply to your area. We all live in different areas, different climates, different grow zones, all that kind of stuff like that. So this is just generally speaking, and I may be speaking to some of you and not to some of you, because some of these things may not grow where you are. That's why I'm not here to give you all the answers. I'm here to get you guys to think, to get those creative juices flowing, and to motivate you. So as far as research goes, what grows in your area? What grows best in your area? What is the soil like in your area? What kinds of things grow better in those soils? And what do you have to do to improve those soils? Is it simple? Is it more difficult? What? Do you have to do raised beds? Can you do in-ground? There's a lot of stuff you need to check out. Also, what is your water situation like? Do you have to plant things that are more drought resistant? Or do you have to plant things that are more water resistant as far as lots of water? So think about things like that. Do that kind of research. Also, heat, humidity, and sunlight. Those are all effects, things that affect things growing, right? Heat, yeah. Sunlight, definitely. How much sun are they getting? What kinds of things do you have to grow if it's in full sunlight, if you have some areas that are shaded partially, stuff like that? What can you plant? So plan out your garden, which means your seeds. And what is the length of your growing season? How long do you have to grow from planting to first frost? Basically, last frost to first frost. How much time do you have? And it's all different where you live, obviously. So some ideas. And what I look for really is caloric density, caloric value, and the amount of food that these items produce. I like things that produce a lot of food, a lot of calories, and are easy to grow, obviously also. So these are some of my ideas right here. Beans, of course. Bush beans, pole beans, wax beans, all the beans. Why? Because they produce a lot, they're easy to grow, they're fairly resilient to a lot of things, and they produce a lot. Along with that is peas. Peas, I mean, at one point we had we had 2 containers and part of a raised bed in peas, and we were harvesting 4 to 5 pounds of peas, like the sugar snap peas, every single day. It was pretty crazy, and we don't even have like some massive garden. So peas are really good producing, and they, for some reason, for me, they grow crazy. I mean, my pea plants were, I'm 5'10", so they were, 6 foot plus. It was pretty crazy, trying to keep them all propped up and everything. But some of the things, onions and garlic, because for cooking, it's nice to have spices. And if you can grow your own, that's really good also. Tomatoes produce a lot. And a lot of them, like, we get random tomatoes in these areas here just off of our deck where we throw kind of like our little mini unofficial compost piles, and they just grow out every single year. I don't even plant tomatoes. They just grow like crazy. Tomatoes, yeah, so corn really grows awesome in some areas. Produces a lot. Here where I live, I've never had luck with corn. This year we were going to have luck, it seemed like, because I was over the knee-high by July thing, or whatever that saying is. But what happened was I had them planted on top of my sweet potato bed, and then I realized, well, I really want to get the sweet potatoes, so I just yanked the corn out. So I might have had luck, but corn for a lot of you guys is a really good option. Broccoli. Broccoli's really good. You can use the leaves, the heads, and it grows pretty well, pretty easy for some people. I haven't had luck in the past. This year we had good luck with broccoli. So I think before I didn't get in early enough. But cabbage and cauliflower are also two good ones. Easy to grow, produce a lot. Not high in calorie necessarily, but it's good to have a mix also to get all the minerals and the vitamins and the nutrients and everything in there. Squash, zucchinis grow crazy. And what I do is I pick them when they're, like store size, because then I don't let them get huge, because then they'll keep on producing. They'll produce more and more and more. The more you pick, the more it'll grow. Pumpkins and peppers also. Pumpkins, you can do a lot with a pumpkin. You can just you can pick it when it's ready to harvest, and then dice up the meat and throw it in a stir fry, or cook it like home style potatoes, or you can even make mashed potatoes, but mashed pumpkins. Make pumpkin pies. You can make lots of different things. Pumpkins are very useful, and peppers, just for flavoring and for different minerals and nutrients. One thing is I like getting lots of different colors. Not just all greens, but the reds, the yellows, the oranges, all the different color variety, because that tells you about nutrients and all the stuff that's good for your body, right? Beets are really good. You can, sugar beets, you can use them for sweetener and stuff. You can cook them down. There's lots of different things. They grow pretty well, and they grow in colder environments. So later in the season, you can plant like a crop, a fall crop, things like that. And the greens are great. The beet greens are awesome. Carrots grow really well. We have lots of carrots. We still have some carrots in that we need to actually harvest probably today or tomorrow. And then as well as some Swiss chard we still have growing, amazingly enough. And we've been getting down into the low 30s here lately. So, and turnips. A lot of those, the root vegetables, I really like root vegetables. And one of my favorites is that we experimented with this year, first time we grew, were Jerusalem artichokes, or aka sunchokes. It is a tuber like a potato, really high in protein, 28% protein. It's more protein than soy. And it's lower in the glycemic index for people that are diabetic. It does cause some people to have digestive distress, aka gas. But we ate them really for the first time this year, and nobody in my family had issues. So, but if you do grow them, what I recommend is just put in a small amount, mix them in with like some home-style potatoes, regular potatoes, and kind of, ease into it. See how it affects you. Kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, spinach, all those really good green vegetables, all that iron, all those minerals and stuff like that, really good for you. Melons, of course, you want sweet stuff. Melons, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, all those kind of things, just really good. Some of those things, they take, some time to grow and to mature as plants. And then also the orchard type plants, where you can buy a tree. That's not really a seed, but you can start planting your trees, like your apple trees and stuff like that. And then spices, basil, oregano, sage, thyme, those kind of things are really good to have a variety, to have an herb garden. And then the non-seeds, I guess, would be the potatoes and like Jerusalem artichokes, because they're the tubers that you plant. But you can get them, you can plant them, and the Jerusalem artichokes are an invasive species. So you can pretty much just plant them and let them take over an area and not even have to worry about them. Native Americans used to plant them on their trade routes, travel routes, hunting routes, just plant them along the trail, and they would just take over, and they always knew they had a source of food right there. So it's a really good idea. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please, it's part of prepping a little every day. Picking up a pack of seeds or two while you're out and about, and or making orders online so that we have plenty of seeds. Seeds are one of the biggest things to prep and to store, because that will enable us to, year after year, survive and thrive. And I forgot to mention, as far as seeds go, make a goal to get non-GMO organic heirloom seeds because they'll reproduce year after year, true to form. You don't have to worry about all the nasty crap. But if you are going to get some of the other seeds, that's fine. Just get them. They may not produce, year after year the same, 5, 10 years down the road, whatever, as you're reharvesting seeds and collecting seeds from what you grow. But, hey, you can still grow food with it. So I love you guys. Prep every day and prep at a peace of mind out of fear. Remember, prepping is living insurance. Not life insurance, not car insurance, not home insurance, living insurance. I love you guys and blessings to you and yours.